Hey guys, my name's AJ and welcome to my debt confession video for 2026. This is gonna have my updated credit card debt, my mortgage, my backyard, and my car is not gonna be on this video because that is not my main focus right now. It's mainly just paying off my credit card debt. In my month ahead video that I posted previously and then after this one, the total amount that I need for credit card payments is $1,450 a month. That is like another mortgage. So I really want to try and knock that out. I do want to give a disclaimer. I am only 1 week post-op for my surgery, so my voice might be a little bit soft. You might feel me shifting a lot. My stomach hurts. I'm gonna just be honest. My stomach hurts, my incision hurts, but I need to try to sit up more and be a little bit more proactive. I do have pain medicine and stuff like that, but I also don't like taking pain meds like that. So yeah, just a little life update, but I do want to give another update. My laptop that I had for almost 10 years from 2017, it died finally. So I had to get a new one. Why is that the common thing? So this is the new 2026 Apple MacBook Air. The screen is 15 inches. They got a good amount of gigabytes. I don't know. I told my husband to get one thing and he got me the upgrade one. So definitely am appreciative of that. But as always, I'm going to make sure I'm in frame and then we're going to go ahead and get started because we're going to be doing it from this so you guys can see instead of my computer screen like I did in other videos. So I got this template from Etsy. Love it. So nice. And I will insert a picture of the shop in this video, but I think it was like it was under like $5, no more than 10. So this is the debt snowball calculator. So what it does is it gives you your general overview of my current balance. It might be a little confusing for this one because this one is different than this one right here that I just highlighted. However, let's go ahead and get started. So in total, my start date is April 2026. That means for the month of April, these are my updated balances. My total initial debt is $47,945, with my monthly payment being $1,444. And it also gives a debt to pay off estimate. Let me make sure you guys can see everything. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. There we go. So my debt payoff estimate for all of my debt, it gives a generated number. I just want to say the person who made this is smart as heck because my monthly budget one that I made definitely does not. It's good, but it's not this good. You know, I might show you guys my monthly budget template that I made for myself because I completely switched from paper and just went strictly digital because I can edit it on my phone as I'm spending and whatnot. So just let me know if you guys want to see a video about that. Let's go. So I have a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A total of 15 cards. This is the max amount of cards that you can put in this. And what it does is you go through, you put it in snowball order. So that means snowball debt payment is the lowest balance to the highest. Avalanche is when you pay off by interest, the highest interest to the lowest interest. But I am doing the snowball method because it feels better for me to do that than avalanche, if that makes sense. The snowball method is more mentally rewarding because you can see your progress faster than the avalanche. Because like, oh, this card is paid off, boom. Oh, this card's paid off, boom. So for a Quicksilver one, my initial balance is $675.44. What this thing does is if the balance is under 50 cents, it rounds down. If it's over 50 cents, it rounds up. So my actual balance is $675.44, but on the spreadsheet, you will see $675. My other Quicksilver card is $775.82, but on the sheet, you will see that it is $76. Discover is $930.46. Citibank is $1,025.04. Credit One Platinum is $1,370.20. Barclay card is $1,464.76. American Express, my American Express is $1,659.35. Bob's, this is when we bought our house, we bought all the furniture. This one is $1,627.18. My Credit One MasterCard is $1,794.05. My Venmo credit card is $1,809.04. My Merit Bank credit card is $1,971.19. My Journey card is $3,338.89. My PayPal credit card or credit union card, I don't know if PayPal is a credit union, but that one is $4,493.57. The Amex that me and my husband share, my portion is $11,000 flat. And for my Navy Federal Credit Union, it is $14,010.05. So what I also did was on this spreadsheet, it gives you the option to put in the interest. I definitely do recommend that in the minimum payment. As you go through, sometimes the minimum payments will change, but what I have been doing is I've been reflecting that on my monthly budget, and I won't actually really change it on here. And there's two reasons. It changed the whole calculation of everything every time you change these numbers because it's auto-generated. So it gives me my estimated amount of interest owed based on these factors right here. It also gives me the estimated months left to pay. So while I am looking at this and I am doing the snowball method, it's telling me that my Bob's card is actually going to be the card that's paid first if I leave it like this and I just pay the minimum payment and whatnot. That is not the plan nor the goal. But it's only like that because this one is 9.99% interest. Really good interest rate when we bought like a lot of furniture for our new house. We've been in our new house for, it'll be 4 years in December. So in the overview, this is what it does. When you put these numbers here, it builds this and it tells you each debt-free date for the month and the year automatically. So say for instance, I don't know what that one is, but say for instance, you sit here and you don't do nothing. I'll be debt-free by end of December 2030, and that is in about, it's not exactly 4 years, so about 44 months, so almost 4 years, like 3 years and 3/4 pretty much. So what this does, it gives you the initial payment, and this whole spreadsheet is locked. You don't want to change anything. You don't want to mess up this formula because that right there is complicated and I don't know how to do that. However, you have the option to edit this one to make extra monthly payments. So say for instance, I want to make an extra payment of $50. It starts doing its thing. It automatically changed. My extra $50 a month is going to be reflected here for my Quicksilver one because the initial minimum payment is $25. But since I'm able to pay that extra $50 a month, what I'm doing is paying $75 a month. And this one will be done by February 2027, so a little bit under a year. And then as you can see for the Quicksilver one, this one says September 2027. That means for the first couple months while I'm paying off this one stays the same. And then once I pay off this one, everything extra gets added onto this. And it's like a snowball effect for all of that. So $50 will have me paying off my stuff 3 months sooner. So instead of September 2030, instead of December 2030, it's September 2030. But say for instance, like again, if I can't pay anything, it's December 2030 and it automatically shifts back. Each month you will see the progression right here of the percent that is paid off and whatnot. I do not think that you can edit these if you make an extra payment. However, if you do make an extra payment, you would know that you can do that. But what I'm going to try to do is, I already started paying stuff for the month of April. So this is stuff for April before I started making payments. So for the month of May, I'm going to try to put an extra $25 towards Capital One consistently. And I would put it up there to do that. So if I put $25 in there, I'll get done with everything by October 2030. Say for instance, if I have $150 extra to work with each month, I'll be done by March 2030. And this card will be paid off in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 months, pretty much. The interest calculation is only off by like $1 or 75 cents. That's it. So her math is mathing, if this is a girl or he or she. Their math is mathing for real. Like that formula and everything that they did is awesome. So another reason why I am doing my debt confession only on my credit card debt is, one, this is the only thing that I'm focused on paying. Again, my monthly payment is high as heck for all of my cards, and it's honestly just getting really annoying. And I say this in every video, if I knew what I knew now about credit card debt when I was 18, I wouldn't be doing this. I have a whole bunch of money saved. I probably have houses on houses. But like that didn't happen, and I know this information now because a lot of this stuff, I'll say about like 30,000 of it is when I was 18 to 21, I should say. Yeah, and then 21 to 24 it was more. But if you watch my debt confession video from a couple years ago, this actually used to be in like 70,000s. And I ended up paying off a lot of debt while I was doing travel work because I'm a certified nursing assistant. So I was doing a travel CNA work and I was making good money. So I was proactively and reactively mostly paying off debt. I should have paid off more than what I was, but I was just spending my money on dumb stuff and also doing things I wasn't supposed to be doing with my money. But you live and you learn, and you don't repeat the same mistakes. So right now my initial balance is $47,945 of total debt. And I have 15 cards that I am working on paying off. This template has everything on here down to the nitty-gritty. Literally the nitty-gritty. It goes on for days, and I like that. So like for my last card, I have to pay off Navy Federal, which is this last column right here. It goes down and down and down. So then like the last couple months is going to be like these big chunks of payments for the rest. But my plan on getting out of this debt is don't be an impulse spender because something is going on in my life, which I have been really good about that, and also making my money enough. I got that from Taylor Budgets. I know she's not active as much anymore, but that definitely did resonate with me. But also, I am trying to get into nursing school to not only just further my career path, but just continue doing something I love in a different job role, but also bringing in more income. Because my goal is to get done with nursing school, start a job, and live below my means. Like literally every extra dime that I have is just gonna go to like racking down this credit card debt that I have. And it might take some time. I might not able to do it as fast as I want to do it. It might take until 2030, but my main thing is that I just need to start and keep going and don't quit, because I start and I quit because I get overwhelmed. And I think most of it is because I'm trying to do things in my will and not in God's will, and that's the problem. And I could have started nursing school like this summer, like in May, but God told me no, and told me to keep applying to the school that I'm applying to, because the first time I didn't get in, I was really bummed, but my personal statement was not the best, and that's okay. So I redid it, talked with the advisor. He still wants me to make some changes, but I want to implement those changes and be still sincere in my original personal statement, because I wrote about a patient that I had over a year ago that literally changed my life, with not only just her relationship with God and the reality of her terminal illness, but just about her being a mom, a young mom with 3 girls and a husband and her family at bedside. It was very impactful for me and really made me want to finish my prereqs for nursing and just get it done. So another thing that I do want to say about how I want to pay off this credit card debt is I'm not going to be shredding my cards, because one, if something happens and I don't have the money saved up, even though that is bad, I need to be able to do something about it quickly without taking out anything else. Like, I have credit card debt, but I don't have payday loans. I have credit card debt, but I don't go to the pawn shop. I have credit card debt, but I'm still able to, if something happens, I can pay for it, per se. Because I feel like once you have credit card debt and you have payday loans and all those things, it puts you in a deeper hole than you realize. And then once you realize, it's too late to get out of it. And I don't want that to be me. So, and also I have a very great and lovely, supportive husband. And he says, I'm gonna emphasize that whatever is his is mine and mine is his, like it's ours. And he wants to help with this. But my thing is, I had this debt before we got married and I've been handling it, and I don't think it's his responsibility. That's just my thought process. I know a lot of people have that thought process and whatnot, but that is just my thought process. I'm actually going to go to my monthly budget sheet for the month of May and give you guys a little overview of this in this video. So this is my monthly budget sheet. So this is how much my budget sheet is for right now. So I have my month ahead fund right here for income, Hogue, Kaiser. These are the places I work at, and an estimate of the budget. The budget is different from the actual. That's why I have 2 separate columns. Down here's the cash flow for total income, bills, expenses, savings, debt, and investments, and tells me how much I have left over to what is inputted on the spreadsheet. This is for sinking funds. I have a spot for me to do my transactions, and I have my bills broken down into like bills, variable expenses, and debts. And my thought process around that is bills is like stuff that really don't change. And also have to edit something because my bill is $86.09 and not 85. So it does that. Everything is connected. Total income right here will look different once I put in the actual values. Cash flow will look different once I put in the actual values. I did this, the debt to income ratio, which is predominant when you're trying to get a mortgage. I did this because I need to be realistic on how much debt I was paying in percentage to my income. And then I have this total leftover box, so it keeps me on track. I usually do this thing with my phone where I have my calculator open. I'm just minusing every expense, but sometimes that gets deleted and I gotta figure it out again, and I don't like doing that. So that's why I created this transaction thing with a couple things on there. It has food, fun, emergencies, shopping, giving, charging, because I have a Tesla, tithing, personal, miscellaneous, unexpected, and sinking fund. If there's any categories on here that I did not add that you think I should add, just let me know, because this is all I could come up with. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna show you my one for April. I just started paying my stuff for April, so this is like real life how it is looking. Once I pay stuff off, I strike it out on Google Sheets. So I just got paid on 2nd and 3rd, and I got paid $2,088.86 from Hogue, and I got paid from Kaiser $1,805.46. Because Hogue is my full-time job, Kaiser's per diem, but I worked basically full-time at both of them for my last 2 weeks of work. So these are my bills right here. My variable expenses, I started paying stuff. Canva actually came out today because it is the 6th. So let's go ahead and strike that out. I have some other things that's coming out tomorrow. And then this column is already paid. So how I do my bills is for the last check of every month, I pay the first half of that month. Right now, I did take out the $1,200 for my month ahead. Even though I budgeted only $1,000, I took that extra $200 and put it aside towards savings. Automatically, when I get paid from Kaiser, 10% of my income automatically goes to Discover Savings, which was $180.55. These are my current up-to-date stuff for my transactions for the month of April, which I'm going to keep them to a minimum because again, I'm not working and I have limited income. So Amazon, Raising Cane's. I got these really bomb strawberries from a person in Sam's Club parking lot, and I do recommend doing that. Those are some of the best strawberries I've ever had. Sam's Club, $102.05. Next to Juice Bar, $24.36. Amazon, I ordered a Pokemon binder because I want a master set, a card set, and then I ordered some Pokemon cards. So this is what my monthly budget spreadsheet looks like. That helps me be realistic with my debt payoff, and I can easily just like click back and forth like, okay, so this is how much my minimum payment is. However, because my balance is going down, my minimum payment is going down, and I can reflect that on here. So that's what I really like. So for the month of April right now, my debt to income ratio is 48%. So that means 48% of my total income is going to debt. For March, my debt to income ratio was 34%, which that's not really accurate because I pay half of my bills and I put that on the spreadsheet. But realistically, this is for the month of January where I did not do that, and I literally just did the spreadsheet as it is. And that means 51% on average goes to debt of my income. And I was minus about $20, which I pulled from my Discover savings to fix that. I didn't have like any transactions and stuff put on there because this is when I first created this spreadsheet, was in January. February, again, my debt to income ratio is not accurate. It's more likely in a 45% to 51% range. However, everything's accounted for. I had $10.77 left over this month. And these are my transactions in real time, how much I saved for that. And then March, again, debt to income ratio was anywhere between 45% to 51%. I had minus $55.60, which I did roll over from my Discover savings. And this is when I realized that I was messing up my sheet because I wasn't calculating everything correctly. So I had to do some stuff over here to fix it so it would be accurate. And then I carried over the money from my savings to get rid of the negative, if that makes sense. Or what I do is, if I said I was gonna pay like a set amount of bills and those are subscriptions and I still haven't came out and I spent that money, it just comes out of my next paycheck. So for the month of April, we are minus $110.64. I do have the money to cover that. It's mostly because I'm off of work and I am moving good. I'm gonna be honest right now, sitting up, it hurts a lot. But I'm trying to sit up more and do better and whatnot. But this is going to be the conclusion of my debt confession video. And if you guys like my spreadsheet, let me know. I'll put it on my Etsy shop for like $4. It's very easy and simple to use. And I can do one where I don't have like my stuff on it. Can make a copy of it and lock it so you guys can use it. I like green, so it's going to be a green color scheme. But I think it is very useful because you can do it on your phone and everything. But if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, always let me know in the chat below. And as always, guys, happy savings.